This is Rich, WB5YBZ, and today I'm talking about the auto peak filter. You just saw a little demonstration on my FTDX10. Some of the modern radios have the APF filter on there, auto peak filter, and it really helps out with weak stations in CW. I'm going to try to sort of explain how it works, talk a little bit about my FTDX10 as far as the APF, but I think you'll enjoy it. So if you would, it would really help me out if you give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Let's go on over to the computer. I just put this up here, the FTDX10, but it works basically for all the transceivers out there. This is before the APF normal CW filter with the 500 hertz bandwidth. If you notice, this is the audio frequency, not the RF frequency. That's the audio. That's what you're hearing. This is the dB gain of the signal. And let's say you have a noise floor or whatever. I can't make noise very good. And this is basically, you're maybe having signals on the side that's sort of causing interference and stuff. And you want to hear this DX station or this very QRP station, maybe even right here. And these are sort of bugging you. Or maybe it's just noisy and you don't even have the adjacent interference signals. But when you turn on the APF button, this is what happens on the FTDX10 and the Yaesu's radios. It boosts that little spot. Now, not all of it. It's not like turn up your volume all over the place. It's like that little spot on your CW portion, which most people have the CW frequency on about 700. It will boost that 12 dB gain. In other words, it will sound a lot louder here while these, let's say, interfering station or even the noise will still be down in the low area. Your weak signal just shot up. It's a great situation. You can see the sort of a chart here. The modern FT series of the Yaesu's have a 12 dB gain. Now this is just on the audio again, not the frequency, the audio. That's what you're hearing. The Flex 6000 and the 8000 also has a 12 dB gain. The Icom 7300 Mark II, not the 7300, just the Mark II, the 7610, the Kenwood TS890S, and the 990S of Kenwood. All four of these only has a 6 dB gain for your auto peak filter. You can see by this chart, the APF, it goes from a minus 250 hertz to a positive 250 hertz. So when you tune in, zero beat that frequency, and you have your APF on of course, 0 right here, this will increase the sound 12 dB, which I think is amazing. So, but what do you do if you have maybe a signal that's over here or someplace like that, a station that's coming over here? Not really. You called CQ and they're coming over here. Okay, let's just say a station's over here. You called CQ, you're right here, but you want your tone, your 700 hertz, to be able to be heard here, right here on peaks, and bring that signal up on the audio, not on the frequency as far as RF goes. This is AF frequency, audio frequency. And you want to peak it up and raise it a lot higher than 2.4 dB. You want it up to 12 dB. So what you have to do is you have to turn your APF knob until it comes over here to about 75, or minus 75, where it'll pick up that station and boost that sound. Well, let's go on over to the radio and let me just sort of show you how I did that. All right. Well, there's something I'm going to show you on the screen, so let me get over this way. Get a little closer. Remember that on the bell curve, it was showing the center point of the bell curve was 700 hertz, if you remember that. Well, that's CW pitch. And right here, it says CW pitch, the tone, so to speak. And 700 hertz is probably just the normal. But let me show you what the difference this makes when you change it. I have it touched, and right up here in the blue letters, it's my function knob is going to be the pitch of it. So let me find the CW station. Now I'm going to change the pitch. So you can see that made a difference. It lowers it, or you can make the higher pitch sound, or higher CW tone. Now there's different ways. I'm going to turn this down. If you hit the function button or knob, you come over here to operation settings, and you go to the RxDSP. It says APF width. That's the width of your tone that you're going to be listening to. And if you're in a contest, there's a lot of people talking, a lot of CW, get that on narrow. That will really help out. I'm going to go ahead, and you also have narrow, medium, and wide. Well, for this demonstration, I'm just going to use medium. So I'm going to back out of this. And remember, on the bar, on the bell curve, 700 hertz was at the center. Right here it says contour APF. If you push that once, if you're in CW, then it'll be on APF. I don't see anything here that says APF, but it's got an APF. If you push it again, it's the contour. If you push again, it's off. Now look at this bandwidth up here. This is where your peak frequency is, what you're listening to. Right there where the P is. Now I'm going to push the button once, which means it'll be on the APF. But I just want to show you, whoop, if I can get a clear picture of this, I want to show you what happens. So I'm getting ready to push the APF button. Did you see what happens? Now I'm off frequency. I'm thinking I am. So I'm going to get it back down to 0. Now it's sort of in the center of that halfway bell curve on the bandwidth. And let's go ahead and push the contour button again, and that'll take you off the APF and turn on the contour. And as you can see, the little gold half shoe, that's the contour. Now if I push the button again, it's going to be off. So if you have someone calling you off your frequency, all you have to hit is the contour button, which is actually APF for the first time, and then you turn this outer dial. You can tell that's a lot quieter. Now let's turn it completely off. Turn it on. What a difference it makes. Okay, is that as clear as mud? Well, one of the things I said, the bandwidth, when you put the little two lines, you barely see those things. See those two lines, and that signal has to sort of be in the two lines to be the peak of that envelope. That, when you hit the APF, that's not the bandwidth of the signal, it's the bandwidth of the audio you're hearing in that area. From, I guess, probably from a minus 250 to a plus 250 hertz. But anyway, APF, man, it really is great when you hear that weak signal. It'll amplify it, and it seems like it quietens down the other areas. Maybe it's just because it's bringing it up louder. I don't know. But again, on contests, the APF will work great on CW there, and also it'll bring up maybe a weak station out of a pileup that you're trying to work. So it's a really great thing, and a lot of rigs have it. Thanks so much for watching. If you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, it really helps me out. With that, 73.